Welcome to Sung's Garage. Now, this is more than just a place to work on cars. This is a place where I'm able to connect with people, talk story, and share them with the world. Today, we have another What to Watch episode where I'm joined by the guys, Racer M, David, Anderson, and Cory, to talk all things entertainment. We discuss about whether we like country music or not.
In terms of geography, I have cousins from the South who were raised in the South and born in the South, and they love country music, man.
Like,
They
love it.
Alan Jackson, America, Travis Tritt. They go to all his concerts. They love it.
We share about the first time being starstruck.
Standing 10 feet away from me was Bill Clinton.
Wow.
Oh, the musician.
Wow.
No,
not George Clinton. Not George. Bill fucking
Bill Clinton is also a
standing
musician.
right there, and I
he
snapped
plays
a
a
photo
million
of him.
sax.
But these women were going wild for him.
We also share our fondest memory of going to the movie theater for the first time.
From when I was like 6 years old, I only remember I don't even remember my family, really. I only remember I remember being transported from home to the theater and theater back to home.
We also share our sensitive side of what movie made us cry.
I can remember one of the times I cried watching a movie, period. And that would be watching Grave of the Fireflies. Actually, in Downey. Yeah, Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
As always, we go into super random but entertaining topics. All right. Hope you enjoy. Y'all be good.
What's up?
What up, son?
What's up, guys?
Oh, he's breaking.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
He thinks he's Turbo.
Yeah,
Turbo was the best.
he was.
Turbo
We were just
was
talking
the
about
best.
that. We
He
were
had the
just
goods.
talking about where is Turbo right now?
Yeah.
I saw Turbo, he's old, obviously, but I saw him recently on some TV or YouTube video.
Yeah. I thought
Doing
I
what?
saw that
Like a
too.
dance thing?
I thought I saw that too.
Some kind of dance show?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I was on a Beat Street kind of reminiscing binge for a while, and then I went and fell into the rabbit hole of looking for Turbo, and he was doing European tours for a while. And what sucks is that there's footage of him when Beat Street came out at LA premieres and stuff, and you see thousands of people going crazy, you see all those kids, and at that time the whole breakdancing thing was huge, right? It was what was relevant at the time, and now it's an older guy, kind of carrying his own bags, and his clothes look a little dated, and I was looking at that and I was like, man, it got me depressed, man. And then it put me into this rabbit hole of finding all these actors that lived and passed away before I moved into my neighborhood, because I lived on a street in West Hollywood before I moved over here to the Valley, where James Dean used to live, right? So he lived on the corner, and then Houdini's dog was buried in my courtyard.
What?
That's weird.
Dude, so I lived in a condo. I lived in a
Want to see
condo
my dog
building.
disappear?
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's the history of LA. You realize that we're here for such a short amount of time, right? And then you walk around the neighborhood, all these gigantic Hollywood studio stars from back in the day, right? And these beautiful buildings and stuff. And then I was in the courtyard looking at Houdini's dog's little plaque. There's a little plaque, right? And that condo building used to be a house. It was just a single house, and Houdini lived in the neighborhood, and he used to walk and visit and hang out with his buddy who lived at that house. And then when the dog died, they buried it in that part of the yard. And then they built this big condo building, but they always kept that tree. There's a tree where the dog is buried under.
Wow.
And there's so much history, but it made me realize, man, it's you can't take yourself seriously, because we're here for such a short period of time.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully if people remember your name, they go, hey, Sung Kang used to live here. it's not Sun King, that asshole used to live here. It's like, hopefully Sun King, that cool dude, that amazing human being that made a contribution used to live here. So with that,
that's leave a legacy.
Yeah. So with that, hey guys, thanks again for joining us, because I think we're leaving our own little legacy, getting together and trying to spread some positivity and share with people watching what to watch. Share with them some cool things to watch during this lockdown. So I want to start with a check-in question with you guys. During this lockdown, do you think you guys were forced to change your habits, your daily habits? I.e., for example, do you think you use less toilet paper now than you did before the lockdown?
I was more conscientious. I was like, I can't do 3 wipes. I got to do 2.
But how many squares of toilet paper do you think you used to use compared to now? Like, I would say my routine would be, I even though if the toilet paper is on the wall, I like to take it out and I like to do a wrap like this. This is my style. This is my technique. So it's it's here. I pull it off and I do that, and then I do my business. Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have to go back for a second. But now I stop and I look at it and I go, oh, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I go to 5 and 6? Some days, if you feel like you can splurge a little bit, go for it, Yeah. Some days. On a Friday, today is a 6-sheet day. It's a Friday.
6 sheets, that's right.
Well, depends what you ate, right? The severity of your what comes out. But
all right, we already lost a lot of viewers here.
Wait. No, but I mean, I bought a bidet. So.
Oh,
you
wow!
Did? You did?
Wow!
Yeah.
I mean, Japanese bidet?
Was that?
The Japanese Toto, like that Japanese.
No, I don't have a high tech Japanese Toto. I bought those. On Amazon. I ordered those bidet attachments you put on a regular. I guess Western toilet.
For the nerds out there. Oops, sorry.
You modified it.
It's really easy. It's really easy. It has pretty quick to install it. So I bought one of those, and it's been like amazing.
What's amazing about it?
I'm getting the visuals in my head.
You use less toilet paper. You lose less toilet paper, of course, right? I just do the one wipe just at the end, but it's just like it's just great because it's like good for the environment. It feels good.
All right,
Anderson. Even with the bidet, do you ever feel like you're just like wiping a marker, or is it pretty clean?
Oh no, the bidet is thorough, right?
Yeah. Very thorough.
The bidet is thorough.
What strength do you put it on? Because I always feel like I don't want to go too intense. Like the bidets I've used,
you can't go too intense, dude.
Yeah.
No.
But clearly, I'm using
more
it
intense better.
You know what? Maybe Racer M has a more sensitive sphincter than you do, Cory.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
No,
He's a level 1.
Like an elephant shower.
He's a level 1 bidayer, so you're a 1B.
The B stands for blood.
Oh.
All right, moving on.
All right.
Now we've lost enough people. We have lost.
Thanks for ruining
people.
such a pleasant conversation about personal hygiene, Racer M. Dang, man.
Welcome.
All right. So leading to my second question, do you guys feel that it's okay for Asians to love country music? Or is it weird? Is it weird, or do you go, that doesn't mix? That's like...
No, I mean, it depends on geography. I have cousins from the South who were raised in the South and born in the South, and they love country music, man.
Like, love it.
Alan Jackson, America, Travis Tritt. They go to all his concerts. They love it.
I hear country music concerts are the best. My friends in LA that grew up listening to pop or Kiss FM, that type of music. They went to a free country concert. And they said
I was thinking did they pay to? Because you have to want to go before you pay to go. So
yeah, I mean, they're huge fans. That's the music they grew up with. You know, like that's their soundtrack of their lives. You know, it's like, you know, they're from Missouri or Arkansas, you name it. You know, they just love it. So yeah, I think it's all depends where you grew up.
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Georgia, country music was always in the background. So, you know, it's comfort music for me. And before a while, you know, I denied it. Like people would say, "Hey, you know, I love that country song." I'm like, "Country? I don't like country." Like, country? Why'd you listen to country? You know, that's for rednecks.
Right.
But as I get older,
go ahead. Sorry.
but as I get older, I realize those little nuances and those little things that, you know, that we're into that might not be the norm is what makes us, right? So like I'm embracing it now. Like I'm the radio man. You know, I'll look for a country, you know, station, and especially if I'm stressed, if I want to relax, is when I listen to country, because it's always a country song is always worse than your own life, right? Like you know, like you think your life is bad, you listen to a country song. Somebody shot his dog in Alamo. You know, nobody shot my dog. You know, so we're all right. You know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if I can equate country music to like Hawaiian music, where it's kind of like, you know, like we call it like paniolo kind of music, where it's like kind of country or Spanish guitar. I don't know if Anderson can enlighten, you know, us on that, but
the ukulele stuff.
No,
yeah, like if someone says, "Oh, you listen to Hawaiian music,"
like they're the Hawaiian cowboys, and like a lot of the paniolo music came from kind of Spanish guitar. You know, like it's like. So, but yeah, I mean, like even like in Hawaiian music, is very much kind of has that. It's not necessarily country, but I think maybe the same theme explored in the songs. So I think a lot of Hawaiian or people from Hawaii, especially in the Hawaiian music scene, they love country as well, because it's like that, you know, heartbreak or like, you know, like nostalgia. There's a sense of storytelling, right, when it comes to the especially in country music. So I think that kind of like. Themes are explored are really resonant with in like also like in native Hawaiian, like Hawaiian music or you know, so kind of like, or even like Great American Songbook kind of stuff, right? So yeah, so it's I mean, I like country music per se. You know, I like kind of genre defined country music singers like Johnny Cash. You know, he's classic now. You know,
I'll dig that. Right. I'm not into country too much. I'm not like a big fan, but you know, on certain ones like Johnny Cash, somehow it broke that kind of genre what I thought was country, and I didn't know that was country in the way. I just thought it was kind of like, you know, more rockish than it is country.
Well, it is, yeah. That's why he was so genre, because genre defined, because he was country and rock, right? I mean, like, you look at the, you know, you think of country music, you think of like Nashville or something like that. You think of Sun Records, you think of even Elvis Presley. All the roots of rock and roll came from country. So So it's like,
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
All bleed together. They all have a history, shared history together.
Yeah. I can see Racer M is enthusiastic about this subject.
I'm just listening, you know.
Racer M doesn't listen to music.
I'm waiting.
Racer M doesn't listen to music because he's busy racing.
Yeah. When I'm racing, I just listen to noise. It's just random noise.
You listen to your engine. Yeah, you listen to your engine. That's what
the hum and thrum of my engine. Yep.
Of your 5.7 liter. Yep, that's right. That's right.
And it has like the power of horses. It's so powerful.
You are a horrible representative for all racers out there.
I try.
Racer.
I try. It's a deliberate effort, and I hope it shows. Clearly, it shows. Clearly.
Do you think after this coronavirus, you'll be buying, you know, films online and ordering it opposed to going to the theater for a long time? How do you feel about that?
I collect physical media all the time, like even before times. Like, I like having it. And so I was actually contemplating, like, wow, what if our internet went out right now? So many people would be lamenting not collecting like Blu-rays, because then Netflix would go down, Hulu would go down. So I think even after this, I'd still pick up movies.
When do you think you're going to go back to the theater?
I don't know, probably after a vaccine. I can wait that long. The only movie right now that hasn't moved to date that might tempt me, but I don't think I would even for that, is Tenet.
Mm-hmm.
Christopher Nolan film. So
Yep.
Yeah, that's the canary in the coal mine, right?
Yeah, canary in the coal mine. Yeah, we'll see.
What about you guys? You think it's going to take a while too, like post-vaccine, or like vaccine and a year later? Or are you going to be the guinea pigs of going back to? Because look, okay, vaccine, we have the vaccine, but I know there are going to be fools out there that are like, yo, I don't do that. I ain't taking no vaccine.
You mean
right?
An anti-vaxxer?
Yeah.
Right. You know there are going to be those people,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And so how do we know, man? Like I love going to the theater, but I'm being honest here. Like, I'm paranoid, man. Even if it's like a premiere for a film that I'm in, I don't know, dude. You just don't know, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, there's too many people in my family that could pass away if I bring something home. Right? It's not even about me. I'll probably survive. Right.
Even for like, if they, I mean, I'm sure they, a lot of the theaters, they all like, are going to implement kind of the social distancing protocols, right? Procedures like, having people sit every other seat, and also have, cleaning, disinfectant measures between screenings and what have you. But yeah, no, I think I totally agree with you, Song. It's like, just I don't want to be a carrier and bring it to my family, So especially, with the fact that in an enclosed space, you have AC recycling the air that you breathe.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's like, I think it's just honestly too risky. And I watch movies for a living, so I don't know. It's just like really, I don't know. It's just, I think, I would wait till definitely there's a vaccine for sure.
Anderson, you run in circles of people who watch movies for a living. What's the general sentiment that you have discovered amongst that group of people? Is it the same, or some more cavalier?
No, I think for the most part, because there's now, especially for art house theaters, there's like, a lot of distributors are working with, doing virtual cinema, like basically doing on demand. With a lot of films that are supposed to be released in theatrically, you see at the Arrow, or you see at the New Art Theater, or you see at the Film Forum. Because now those theatrical plays are gone because of the pandemic. They're a lot of distributors are establishing these virtual cinema portals where they partner with the theater, and then just basically you buy a ticket to rent the new film that would be technically, this is like kind of the theatrical virtual like release, and like and then they split the price of the ticket, and then the distributor gives the 50% of that ticket to the theater, which is great, because it kind of you still have that kind of theatrical experience, but even though you're at home, and you're basically just watching a film on your TV or your tablet or your computer. But I think that's going to be around for quite a while, and then you'll see kind of like, like when you think of the AMCs or the Regals, it's going to be kind of like these, Tenet, or you're going to be an MCU movie. It's going to be big event movies that, people will go see in the theaters, and like the smaller films will just live online, or maybe broker more deals with Netflix or Amazon or Hulu, So I think there's going to be more of a chasm, more of a disparity between the small films and then the big budget films. There's going to be more situations where like Trolls World Tour, which was made, for theatrical, is going to be just decided to be put on, on demand, So it's just, and our mid-range, like 20, 30 million movies even, will live on demand, or on on Netflix, for example. So
I'm sure you heard the rumbling that Amazon's thinking of acquiring AMC, right?
Yeah, which I don't know if it's a good idea or not, So
yeah.
It's I mean, it's enough that Jeff Bezos is purportedly going to be a trillionaire, but like yeah. But I mean, like, the theaters are hurting. I mean, they're like the whole, the whole thing was like, it's going back to the 1930s and 40s where the studios would own their own theaters, and then that's why they established these antitrust laws because of the vertical integration, and now kind of going back to that. So
yeah.
Oh my God, it's a loop. It's a loop. This is around that same time, right? When it started.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What loop?
Like, when did vertical integration happen, Anderson?
Like, like when from the very birth of Hollywood,
What's
right?
vertical integration? What
like
are you
basically,
talking about?
economically, like we're like, say in the movie theatrical space, like, basically, a studio would make the movie, distribute it, own their own theaters and distribute it in their own theaters. And so they control the content. That's like, they control the type of films that are being shown in those theaters. So,
and that's when they had those giant movie palaces, right? Like those.
Yeah.
Right,
Like, you have like Paramount owned their own theaters, or RK owned.
Was it like United Artists also?
Yeah, exactly. So that's because they're controlling it's basically a monopoly of that industry. So that's why they had antitrust laws to break that. And now it's kind of going back into that space again, especially with Amazon is going to maybe buy up AMC, or Amazon going to buy up, or like, Apple going to buy up Disney, or Netflix is going to buy up another chain. It's kind of like the consolidation of power. So yeah.
Huh. Oh
Wow.
Crazy.
We'll see.
Well, can you give one recommendation for everybody to watch this week? Let's make it happy. Go, Dave.
I just started Parks and Rec. Believe it or not.
yeah.
Great show.
Excellent show. Okay.
Super funny.
Have you seen all of it, son?
No, I just started.
No.
I mean, I'm on first season's only 8 episodes, but it's gonna get better. I heard.
Are you asking me?
Yeah. Have you seen all of it?
I've never seen it.
Wait, did you say it's a great show?
Yeah, well, because my friends are on the show, so I know they're great. So the show's great.
What else do you guys recommend? Like, Ray Stram, what do you recommend?
I recently finished the second season of Castle Rock on Hulu, and I liked it a lot better than the first, because the first season there was a whole lot of mystery that wasn't resolved, and the assertion was that every season would be like a different set of like Stephen King stories. So I almost didn't see the second season. But the second season has Lizzie Kaplan as Annie Wilkes from
Misery. Yeah.
And it also has
interesting.
Paul Sparks, the guy from House of Cards. He's really good at playing shitty people. Paul Sparks. Who else is in it? Oh, Elsie Fisher from 8th Grade is in it as Annie Wilkes' daughter. And it just felt a lot more solid because I feel like it was grounded less in mystery and more in the characters. And so, yeah, it hasn't been renewed for a third season, but I have to say I like the second season way, way more.
Reese, it looks like you're just showing off your biceps for like past 15 seconds.
I was scratching my hair, but if you want a better look, I mean, there you go. Let's all do it. Let's all flex.
All right, Corey, what recommendation for this week? Did you have one?
I have a double feature. I just saw a movie that I'd never seen before called Life Force.
With Nicole Bay?
What's that one? What's that
about?
I've never seen Life Force.
Space vampire.
Yeah, she's an alien. She's a killer, sexy alien.
Yep.
It's a British movie, so there's no known actors that you'll see in this movie, but it's a wild ride, man.
So it's long and boring.
Huh?
I'm just joking.
No, there's
just joking.
You'll it's not boring because if you watch it,
I saw it.
Yeah,
I saw it.
It's not boring.
It's also a canon film.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's not boring. But and then I was listening to a podcast about there's a movie called Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah.
And so it's weird because I was listening to this podcast about Under the Skin and they were breaking it down. And then I watched Life Force randomly last night, and I was like, these are like very similar movies.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and so anyway, that's
and directed by Toby Hooper, who directed
Chainsaw Massacre
and Poltergeist.
And Poltergeist, supposedly.
Poltergeist, if you want to say it is Poltergeist, directed by him.
Oh, really?
Directed.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
what about you, Anderson?
well, I'm watching on Hulu the series called Normal People.
Ooh.
Which is really good, and it's like I think it's based on these best-selling novels. It's about basically the young love, the journey between like a boy and a girl in high school who meet and set in Ireland, and then kind of their trajectory for their love story. So it's really about young love, first love, but also first lust, and it's like it's a pretty sexy show in a sense, but it's very real. It kind of reminds me of kind of like a Before Sunrise, or even like a Say Anything type of like feel to it. And it goes from like senior high school to them going to college, and I think it's a really bingeable show because the episodes are like half an hour. The actors are really good. And I was surprised. Like I binged the whole thing, like 12 episodes. So I really recommend that show. So it's on Hulu, and I had no idea it's based on these like wildly popular novels that has a big following, New York Times bestseller list, and it's also directed. Only half the episodes are directed by I forgot his name, Lee Abramson, who did The Room, the one with
Brie.
Yeah,
Brie Larson.
Oh yeah,
And
Larson,
Tremblay.
Brie Larson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a limited series, or is it the first of possibly many?
No, I think it's like I think it's first of possibly many because it's based on it's a series of novels. So I don't know
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I mean, but it's really good. I really recommend it. It's on Hulu called Normal People.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool, guys.
Cool.
All right. So Dave, it's Parks and Rec for you. Corey,
Parks and Rec.
Life Force,
and Under the Skin double feature.
Yep.
Eraser M. What did you say yours was?
Castle Rock season 2 on Hulu.
Castle Rock.
Okay. And then Anderson, Hulu.
Normal People.
Normal People.
Yep.